Banter fam, happy Friday. So it's very important. We are seeing a nice surge in altcoins. We're seeing a breakover of structure when it comes to the high time frames. It's important not to chase, right? It's important to break or to buy daily breakouts. And then every couple of days, you're going to see a pullback, right? And today's pullback or yesterday's pullback pulled us straight into support zone. So remember, altcoins have broken out of this big wedge we have been in for many, many weeks to many, many months. Right? We have now broken out new higher high in play and we are retesting, which means today we have tons of altcoin opportunities and entries. The important part with this market is it's speeding up. You need to slow down, right? And you need to wait for the very clear buy. So today has opened you up 10 to 20 altcoin opportunities, where 2 days ago, there was only 5 opportunities because the market kind of started to take off. But what we can see yet again today is new altcoins are being released every hour, and it's important for us to catch them. So guys, do me a favor, smash a like, smash the subscribe button, and let's jump into it.
I try and help everyone in my space, and this is what I get. I try and fight the devils, but inside I'm just like 𝗦𝗏𝗡. Welcome to Sheldon Show.
Yo, at least I'm not looking so much like the bear market anymore. This is good. This is good news. Smash a like for that. Hope you guys are doing good. Let's jump straight into the action. So again, a couple of things is when the market is rallying, when your token is rallying, let it rally, right? Either you caught it early and you got it before the speed up. And if not, right, you have to allow it to find a local top. Once it finds a local top, you track out the supports and you look to buy it on support, right? So the important thing here was we did see 2-3 days back, altcoins did break out of the range. Right? Overall, we are seeing a nice weekly move from a bunch of altcoins, right? We're actually seeing some big moves on specific alts, okay? But what you'll see throughout this whole journey, right, is you'll see a couple of rotations, right? And you'll see a couple of big 100% moves on these alts. And that's why, for me, blue chips are always important, right? Zcash for me is a blue chip, Ton is a blue chip, Dash, kind of, right? But the altcoins are definitely doing well. Ondo is a big one. That's one that's waking up aggressively today. And there's a couple of others we need to pay attention to. We have not seen the major surge in 𝗬𝗏 just yet, right? We haven't seen a rally yet in Cardano, right? Again, I don't know if these tokens can go back to all-time highs, but I do see them breaking these ranges and giving us massive percent moves, right? We haven't seen a major pump fund move just yet, right? We haven't seen a major Casper run. Casper's starting to break trends, right? I'm looking at Uniswap here. Right, I'm looking at catching all of these. Solana, we haven't even seen a Solana rampage yet. We've just seen a break of a high. We haven't seen a pop just yet, right? But ones that are starting to slowly creep up here is Render. Render's starting to show some strength. Filecoin's starting to show some strength, right? And as well, Casper. Casper's really waking up. So these are the ones I really want to pay attention to. These ones I'm still kind of holding, but some of them I didn't get, right? And I got to wait for them to kind of slow down, look for new opportunities on those. But when it comes to these that are slowly starting to creep up here on the weekly, right, I want to see if they're breaking weekly trends, and those are the ones I want to pay attention to. So if I look at this overall, we are seeing a nice overall surge in alts, right? And they're all moving at different times, okay? And for me, we broke out. We had a rejection over the last 2 days. We saw a red day yesterday, our first red day after multiple green days, and we came straight back down into support. This is the area where I want to build positions, okay? And as well as us slightly having a mindset change of these are a little bit midterm positions. Right, you've got to give them a little bit of room, some of them, right? And that's why you want to wait for clear zones and buying them on high time frame views. Trading is trading, right? Short-term trading, you're finding flags, you're finding opportunities. But hey, we want to ride some of the big waves on these alts as well. And for me, the main thing here is this red block is basically indicating this low here. And we saw it with Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin had a low point over there, right? But after that, we do have this area up over here. And that for me is kind of where we are looking at getting entries now and riding them to these zones. There are a couple of areas we can go to on the next run and still actually be quite bearish, right? But I'd be surprised if we go to the top blue one too. I always speak about when we have a pump or dump, right? When the wave is done. So let's say we are pumping. When the wave is done, we usually go halfway. Ooh, that was a terrible line. Halfway. And then we'll decide to continue, right? And it's the same thing to the downside. If we're coming down, there's a lot of times we'll go halfway and then we'll come down, right? It's known as mid-range. We see it many, many, many times. You zoom out right now, right? And you'll see this entire wave. Where are we right now? Mid-range, right? When we had this entire wave here, where do we go? Mid-range, right? When we had this dump and pushed up, mid-range, right? So mid-range is a nice area to just not kind of cancel that out, that, hey, alts might want to move there. So if you're seeing these moves happen on this little move here, what does something like that kind of look like? Right? It's exciting. But again, timing is super important. So we have some opportunities today. A couple of things to pay attention to is Bitcoin dominance is seeing a bit of a rejection, okay, and just kind of giving us a bit of confidence when it comes to, hey, a little bit of altcoin time right now, right? Bitcoin itself, this is the chart you need to pay attention to on Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin is basically, it needs to move upstairs. That's what it needs to do. It's not moving in the fastest momentum right now, but it's passing levels. And that's all that we have to track for us to be bullish on altcoins, right? As well as bullish on Bitcoin too. So the first important thing is the main trend at the bottom, right? From the starting rally from the 1st of April, taking that line all the way through. That one for me is just telling me that I have two zones here. I'll speak about the zones in a second, but if we're going to decide to come back into the low 70s, right, that's the kind of line that will break. Until then, Bitcoin is moving upstairs, right? It is basically coming down, breaking through a level, and that's all we want to see, right? Is each new level that it breaks through, it's turning them into stairs and turning them into support. So if you look at the pullback that happened recently now, okay, we need to pay attention that we just broke through big highs, right? Big highs with that 78,000. Now we tend to come down and we're finding support here at this point, right? So previously here we had this high, we broke through, just dropped through this time, popped through, came through, retested, amazing. Broke through the new high, came down, hit that green box, and now we're looking to bounce, right? Now the important thing to pay attention is the box is still there and we could still go there again. And that for you is the point of entries, right? But the next thing to kind of do as well is just zoom in and track this move down. Okay, so for me, I'm bullish, but I'm not pre-jumping into everything too early, right? I have this trend on the 4-hour here. This trend's detecting two things. The first thing is we have hit support. Okay, so this will kind of indicate for me we're moving up. But until then, don't be surprised if something like that happens. Right, so this is kind of just a timing thing of just like, okay, we've hit support now. And for me, confidence will come outside of this trend here. Let's see if we bounce and break this trend. If not, I got to keep in mind that that can happen. And I don't want to be trapped into that. Right, which again takes me back to the total 3 chart. We've bounced, but nothing's stopping that. Right, so keep that in mind. And total 3 is actually still quite far from the trend here. Okay, so again, let's time the next entries and let's make really good trades, right? That's the part to pay attention to. So let's go through a list. I got a whole bunch of alts here. I'm going to go through them, see which ones are looking really good. Okay, so let's go through the first one, which is Solana. So the same thing with Sol now is stairs, right? Sol's broken out and come through. So it very much looks like a really good entry right now. It's accumulating Sol between this 86 and this $88 range, right? That support, new higher high in play, Sol. Now after this, guys, I am getting ready here for a bounce pad to the areas of up to $100 to $120. Right, so Sol's still one of my favorites, has not really moved just yet, is starting to show some strength. We're even starting to see some strength on the Solana chain as well. Many Solana tokens are starting to move as well, right? We've seen meme surge. We've seen a couple of these different things happening, right? Which means that I'm paying attention to Solana, meme coins on Solana, right? And Solana ecosystem tokens, right? I think Jito had a massive rally yesterday and a bunch of different tokens moved there. But the ones that haven't truly moved just yet is _𝗶𝗶, as an example for me on Sol, right? And Solana itself. This is one of the tokens I'm really paying attention to. Couple of things is if I zoom in here, let's see if there's any clear trends. If I want to leverage this bad boy, right, I will be paying attention to that trend there. Right, 1 hour, pop in there, get through that trend, buy, stop loss under previous low. Just remember, we have not broken the trend just yet. Right, so something like this can definitely happen. Keep that in mind. So Solana is one of the exciting ones that I think is going to still have a massive rally, right? Which gets me to the next one, which is obviously Zcash, guys. Zcash is starting to slow down a little bit. It's done really good. I'm not buying this right now, okay? But for those, just know we are in the mid-range now. So any like high leverage positions might be a good time to take some off the table and look for new opportunities around, okay? But if I look at this and I zoom in, it is giving us a flag, right? And this flag can give us a bit of an opportunity to know when a pullback's going to happen or breakout's going to happen. Let's say Zcash does want to go up again, right? Just keep out on this over here. If it decides to break the top, might be some leverage trades. Breaks the bottom, I'm looking for some buys at the late 400s, right? A good 20% lower where we are now. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Nothing too crazy here other than a nice flag to pay attention to, right? Popcat as well. Okay, I'm just going to mention a couple of memes. You guys decide which ones you like. Okay, here, there's the break. Looks like the buys are a little bit lower down. Right, but pay attention to this one. I think this one's got a nice big move after that. What you can do is just track it down with the trend. This one does say you have a little bit of time. Okay, keep that in mind. Okay, let's get through the next ones. Asta, looking okay. More of a spot trade right now than trading this thing actively. It keeps popping, not getting through. So, however, there is a lot of accumulation happening. So just know when the result does come, it's very likely a 20-30% move at any point. Nothing too crazy here just yet. Okay, then this one's important. Hasn't broken trend just yet. So right now your supports are sitting lower down. Okay, but this is one that you have not missed. Right, so you got supports all the way down in these areas, up to the low $9, anyway to the mid $9. Right, AVAX has not had its rally yet, guys. There's opportunities here. You need to pay attention to these opportunities. Right, from here at any point, I am seeing a rally to the 11, and I am seeing a possible rally to the $14 mark. Right, so there's two big moves coming on AVAX. You've got a little bit of time here. You've got support buys time. You've got this support. You have support a little bit lower too. That's why I said anyway up to the low $9. But if it does decide not to go down there and break these trends, and you see a close above this 9.7, 9.8, specifically on the daily, it's a buy, right? Again, all information, no financial advice. But through here, boom, then I'm seeing a massive move. So AVAX for me is still one of the favorites for me to really catch a wave, right? Which looks really good. Then we have things like Altcoin, some memes. Keep eyes on this. Nothing too crazy here. But look at this, guys. Look at when these tokens break these highs. Ondo. Absolute rampage in Ondo. Just want to jump here to the weekly and just show you where it's at. So it's got some resistance now. Definitely not buying this. But that's exactly why we're looking for daily breakouts, right? For these type of moves. And I see a similar thing on Sol, a similar thing on AVAX, right? Similar thing on Sui, similar thing on many coins. And I'm going to get to those now shortly. Here, guys, we're coming to a little bit of resistance. There's more above here. So any good leverage trades, maybe something nice to take off the table. But this thing might have a long way to go. I'll update this as streams go by. Okay, then opportunity tokens that I think are good to really get ready to accumulate is Render. Render's popping its head through the daily, which is good. There's one more daily above it. That one up there. Okay, so this might be a starting position. That can be an add-on. But then I see a nice move of up to $4, guys. So Render's good. Remember, any protection zones, guys, you want to look at putting them under supports. So if you see their support here, right, a good stop loss here is sitting down here. Right, their biggest stop specifically on spot trades. But if I'm looking at obviously short-term trading, putting bottom trends here, and you can put your stops nice and tight, right, for specifically leverage entries. But Render for me is one of the favorites, right? Then we look at the next one, Chainlink. Chainlink is in support, guys. Good buys on Chainlink. Chainlink has not had a rally just yet. 𝗏𝗏 looks really good, guys. Look at that. Breakout of the daily, retesting right now into support. Good token to focus on, right? Let's see Dogecoin. Dogecoin's coming back into support. Okay, so it had a nice little rally coming straight back into support. This is where we want to buy it. We want to be on this side of buying, right? And not this side of buying. All right, buy pullbacks, buy red, buy into supports. Right, that one is looking really good. Anything on Algo? Algo's kind of broken out for now. Not much there. Fetch. Looking okay, not the greatest. I want to speak about Sui. Let's go find Sui here, see where Sui's at. One token that I'm getting ready to really build a big position in. I think it's a good opportunity. This one, we do have a little bit of time, which is good. Okay, but there's the daily. I'm looking for a nice close above $1. And then I am seeing a rampage of up to 1.3 to 1.5, possibly $2 too, right? So what I'm paying attention to, there's a couple of support buys we could look at here too. Basically where we bounced yesterday, looking at the mid 90 cents mark, right? Protection zones is kind of the low 90 cents is where I'm looking to protect myself. Then I want to show you guys Hyperliquid. Let's find my Hyper chart here, because I think Hyper should get hype soon, right? And should start really moving. But here's a possible nice setup, right? The stop will go slightly lower there, but here we go. Break out the daily into support right now, right? The support could drag a little bit lower to the mid 41s, but I think this could be a really good opportunity if you like hype, right? We should see some good momentum and strength coming from hype over there. Then a couple of other tokens to pay attention to for breakout. I think a big breakout incoming on Injective. Keep an eye out on this one. I definitely think this could be a rally up to $7. A little bit more volatile, so keep that in mind. But this is one that is definitely starting to show some strength. See, Near's really had a good run right now. There's not much opportunities on Near just yet. I think Blockstacks is in a good zone, guys. It had a very big wick the other day, come straight back into support, back at the daily breakouts, right? And for me, this could be a really nice entry and opportunity. Then the one that I want to speak about is 𝗏𝗏. A little bit volatile at the moment, but one that I'm just slowly accumulating, right? We are here around supports. We just have this mid-range wall ahead of us where we keep stopping. But above that, guys, is a big, decent move, right? Anywhere up to these over here, which is up to 50%, and anywhere up to the tops here too. So on the meme side, this is one that I'm really paying attention to. Let's see if there's anything on Cardano. Cardano, we still have a little bit of time. Let's just redraw the daily here. No, that looks really good. Cardano, build it up in the zone here. Boom. Good buy zone here when it comes to Cardano. Let's see if there's anything else. HBAR is looking decent. XRP, anything in XRP? No, XRP dead. Not looking great at all. ETH is also just looking terrible. I'm definitely not trading that. It took some money from me, and look at that. It's a losing trend to the downside. So guys, just to clarify again, not 100% done with this short-term dump just yet, right? Until we're above this trend, I cannot say that we are, right? But for me, drop like that is one of the first plays. So some limit orders and all the tokens I just spoke about. Okay, otherwise a nice break and something like that is what we want to see. Just remember, if we start to break this trend, nothing is stopping that, right? The only thing that counts that out is breaking new highs. So we break, we bounce, we push through, then that's good. So just keep that in mind when it comes to how much money kind of putting into trades. Then guys, we have how many days left? 9 days left. We're building our way up nicely in the competition. If you guys want to be a part of it, click on the sniper link. We're 9th to 4th, which is good. We're starting to push our way up over there. Let's get rewards here. Anyone in the team, we want to make money, right? So let's build our way up over here. Link below in the description. So shout out to 𝗨𝗏𝗏. And then one thing that I want to speak about specifically on 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, I've been trading some TradFi here, which is a lot of fun. So you can trade outside of crypto too, with crypto, which is great. I just want to tell you guys to pay attention to a possible gold breakout, right? So possible gold breakout, keep that in mind. But one that's really intriguing me is silver. I think gold had a nice rally, but I do think silver is on a, look at that, daily breakout on silver. So this might be some nice entries here on the 𝗏𝗏𝗏 TradFi section. We can trade USDT. Here we go, some possible good buys, stop losses under these zones over here. So some good opportunities. And then guys, I really think that funded trading levels can be passed right now, right? So but funded, these things, right? I really feel that you can unlock a bunch of prop trading money in this market right now. I really do. If you guys are lost with that, on the sniper trading channel, right? Type in sniper trading on YouTube and watch this video on prop firms. This will help you guys a lot when it comes to understanding how to pass these levels. And then remember, guys, I have every day I'm doing updates now on trades, on charts, on things like that in the Sniper Club, right? It's a simple group with Sheldon's updates, Sheldon's charts. So I'm popping in these videos of my charts, setups here, right? As well as any updates that I am doing on trades. It is free and it is great for you guys to be a part of community, especially as this market starts to wake up. Have a fantastic weekend. Have a great Friday. Have a great day. Bye-bye.